What's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. Now, really quick, we're going to talk about something that came out last night. Actually, there's two articles. One of them I seen last night. One of them I seen this morning. We're not going to spend too much time on it. Again, like we do here at the Ellis Network, we're going to take the articles, post them in the description. You guys can click on the links and go read them yourself. One of them's coming from RT News, and the other one's coming from, I believe it's Express. Mir. It's coming from mir.com.uk. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this migrant caravan that's coming to the border, to the southern border of the United States. President Trump's come out. Now, we know that, he sent military down to the border. The final count, as of right now, it's up to like 15,000 military personnel. And they're only there to basically help police, law enforcement, ICE, and all that. But, there's a lot of speculation going on. There's a lot of people, sitting there, saying that Trump's fearmonger and he's a warmonger. He's going to cause casualties and all that. And, I'm going to be honest, guys. This is a very dire situation. All right, never in the history of me being here. I'm 33. Most of you guys know I've never seen anything like this. So I don't know what's going to happen. We can only go back in history and look at history facts and find out what to expect, and then we can also conspire like that. But the article that's come out now, and this is from RT News, talking about the caravan. And if you guys go back and you guys watch, if I just had something pop up on my phone. If you guys go back and watch this first wave of immigrants, and I said first wave because we know that there's a second wave that's already started to move into Mexico, and now there's even a third wave of immigrants that's starting to build, or maybe they've already started to move. Either way, we know that there's three different masses moving through Mexico on its way to this border. President Trump's come out and said that rock-throwing migrants to be treated as armed and dangerous. He is urging these immigrants that's on their way to the border to don't be throwing rocks at our military, don't be throwing rocks at our law enforcement officials, ICE, Border Patrol. You will be considered armed and dangerous. And when you're in an armed and dangerous situation, what's going to happen? The U.S. will adapt harsh Israeli-style tactics and will treat migrants at the Mexican border as armed and dangerous invaders if they throw rocks at U.S. law enforcement. Donald Trump stressed amid a mass military deployment. So he's definitely letting it be known, to these migrants to not be throwing rocks. Don't be coming over here acting all violent. We all know that he's not going to let them in. He said that time and time again. And the other administrations before President Trump, it was more like a catch and release. They would catch them, detain them for a little bit, and then release them on American soil. So he's pretty much trying to break that cycle down. He's telling them that they are not going to be just walking on into the border. Worst case scenario, he'll build tent cities, where these people can sit in tents. And if they want asylum, they have to apply. And we know statistically 80% of migrants that ask for asylum don't get in. It's just a lengthy process. So that's his idea. He doesn't want it to get violent, but at the same time, I can only imagine. We already seen some of the stuff that's come out of this migrant caravan, the first one. When they hit the border to Mexico, how they tore that barrier down and was very rowdy. They're saying, I have no proof of this. I understand there's a lot of news articles out there. There's a lot of, YouTubers out there that's saying this. But, me personally, I'm not down in that area. I don't have video footage of it. But they're saying that the second caravan is carrying firearms and gas bombs. Again, like I said, I'm not here to fearmonger. This is just what's being said. This is what I read into. So I'm sharing it on to you guys. If you guys have any information, cool. But then we also have that third one that's building up, and the third one is supposed to be bigger than the other two. Now, basically, when I sit there and think about, the whole invasion process and the style of this is going down, and from what I've seen within the last couple of weeks within these migrants, there are some troublemakers. Let's be honest. You're going to have antagonists. If you look at any group of people, whether or not you're a Democrat, you're a liberal, you're a Republican, you're a conservative, Antifa, whatever. You know, there's good people within those branches. I get that. I will be 100% true. But also we have antagonists. All right, we're going to have people down there that's going to antagonize violence. That's going to try to get shit to pop off. And if you look at, you know, everything that's going on, you know, down there at the border, you know, Dabu 7, he's come out and said that there's a possibility of a militia groups, you know, United States militia groups going down to the southern border as well. And President Trump don't want that. You know, we got patriots. They want to go down there and, you know, protect our borders. But he's also warning of antagonists from our own side. So, you know, he's trying to, you know, de-escalate the situation a little bit. We're still a couple days out before this migrant caravan gets to the border. So he's just letting everybody know. But he also come out last night, and I got to agree with Dabu on this one. Dabu brought a video out where the National Guard is being warned about thieves. You know, with all these militia groups that's coming down to the southern border, you know, not only to antagonize, you know, issues, but also to steal equipment from the National Guard. And Dabu said, you know, there's no proof of that, you know. We're not going to believe it until you have someone arrested and stuff like that. But, you know, I can also see, you know, the possibility. Again, like I said, we have, you know, antagonists from both sides of the fence here. So, you know, I just want to let you guys know that President Trump is telling the Mexican caravan to, if you throw rocks, we're treating that as a deadly weapon. I highly doubt that he's telling his soldiers to be loaded with live ammunition. I don't think this is going to be like a massacre or anything like that. And I really hope that it doesn't, because that's just going to be, you know, horrible. That's, you know, if, you know, we're all sitting there, you know, half of the fence is like, oh, this is a humanitarian crisis. The other half of it's like, oh, this is an invasion. And me personally, guys, I agree with the invasion. We have laws in place that you have to go through to become an American citizen. And this way, the way that this caravan's doing it, you know, Guatemala, Honduras, you know, anyone from these groups, they're not doing it correctly. They're coming in and they're demanding. You know, you come in and you demand something, you know, it doesn't go, it just doesn't fly. So, anyways, he's stating that there will be, you know, rock throwing, and we've seen it, you know, in the caravans when they came up through Mexico, you know, when they're clashing with the police officers and stuff like that. We've seen these guys throwing rocks and getting violent and stuff like that. So President Trump's letting them know, don't do that. There will be grave dangers. So anyways, it goes on to say it's the military. I hope there won't be that, but I will tell you this. Anybody throwing stones, rocks, like they did in Mexico and Mexican military, Mexican police, where they badly hurt police and soldiers of Mexico, we will consider that a firearm, because there is not much difference if you get hit in the face with a rock. And Trump said that to the reporters. So again, guys, that's just a heads up on that front. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk about something that's a little bit different. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, give me 1 minute, I think my laptop is, okay, there we go. There's a whole debate and a lot of people, you know, making fun of, you know, Space Force. You know, Mike Pence coming out, talking about we need a Space Force. President Trump's talking about making a Space Force. And a lot of people, I can see the memes, you know, I'm on Facebook and all that. The memes where Master Chief is there, or, you know, we have some kind of Star Wars thing going on. And, like, I get the jokes. I get the jokes. Here in 2018, the Space Force is just like, what? Especially when we, you know, that's billions of dollars that we could spend elsewhere here on Earth. You know, like Flint, Michigan. I'll be honest with you guys, Flint, Michigan. But if you got to look at your Democratic leaders over there, all right? President Trump's trying everything he can, and Democrats are stopping him on every front. So as of right now, if he goes into Flint, Michigan and tries to fix that, you know, a Democrat's going to be like, blah, 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 blah. You know, so let's wait until after midterms, maybe 2020. We'll just have to see how the Democratic and Republican Party play out. I mean, guys, November 4th, you know, this whole midterm election is very important for my lifetime, for your lifetime as well. Like I said, I'm only 33. I've never seen anything this crucial. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have never seen anything this crucial as well. We see everything that's going on from, you know, politicians coming out and saying that if Democrats don't take the don't take the House back this midterm, there will be blood on the streets. You have celebrities coming out. I mean, guys, it's just very divided, and the only way that they're really making it known is by enticing violence. And we've seen that from the left. And again, I'll be fair, we've seen that from the right. We have, agitators from both sides. Let's be fair here, all right? I'm trying to be in the middle here, guys. I'm an American citizen, and I love both people, left or right. You guys are my neighbors. So I'm just trying to be fair here. But anyways, back to Space Force. People want to be making fun of, the whole idea and don't understand. And they think that we're going to go out and find, like, little green aliens with big old black heads and, black eyes and stuff like that. But honestly, you guys got to think about this, though. Within the last 10 years, we've seen a lot of asteroids, near miss. I think within the last 2 years, we've had 4 or 5 of them that was near miss to Earth. So having a force up there to actually see, if we have a space force up there, we're going to have satellites on these ships that can go even further out into space than what our satellites that's orbiting Earth can do. They're going to see a lot further. So if we see something, further out, we have a little bit of more of a warning to us down here on Earth about what to expect to come. Not only that, but if you guys think about what happened over the summer, not Russia, I'm sorry, but China had their space station that went out of control. And they've known about it for about a month. And for a while, it was down to the wire before they knew exactly where it was going to land. If you had a Space Force up there, we could have diverted that whole problem. Thank God it landed out in the ocean. It broke up mostly, and it landed out in the ocean, I believe it was. But for a while, they had no idea where it was going to go. They couldn't tell citizens, prepare. And pretty sure, like I said, by the time that they had time, by the time that they knew exactly where it was going, it was roughly about a day or two before it actually landed ground. So, can you imagine if it hit like a city, a populated area, of, let's say, New York City. All right, and New York City only had 2 days to evacuate because of this. That's chaos. That's straight chaos. In a city like New York, that would be straight chaos. 2 days to evacuate. If you had a Space Force up there, guys, you could have definitely easily, diverted that whole thing. Either you could have destroyed it up in space, or, you could attach the tow cable to it and possibly, I don't know, I'm not an astronaut. But you could have, taken it out of orbit and slung it out into space or something like that, because honestly, who cares? If it's going to go through the atmosphere and crash, they're not going to try to salvage it. I mean, there's just no damn way. They're just going to rebuild a whole new space station and call it a day. So, maybe they could have attached a tow cable and slung it back out in the, deep space, and we wouldn't have to worry about that. Now, I'll be honest, I've always said, the government always hides secrets from its people, and that not just here in America, but that's worldwide. What's out there that they're not telling us? There's a conspiracy theory about Planet X, guys, and I entertained the hell out of that idea for a while, and then I kind of slowed down. So, there's this whole idea that Planet X is out there. There's this whole idea that, aliens are out there. And honestly, who's to say that? If President Trump was saying, or Mike Pence, if they came out and said, we're going to create this Space Force because, in about 5 years we're expecting Planet X to show up, you would start having the decay of society. If the government came out and said that America, or not America, but human beings only has 5 years left to live, before some kind of catastrophic event happens, you would have chaos. You would have the breakdown of society. Look at any movie, look at any text that would talk about that. People would lose morals, people would lose values. Government would lose control of its citizens, and it would just be straight on anarchy around the world. So of course they're not going to tell people, because they want to keep everything peaceful. They want to keep everything flowing until like the last minute. Well, if we had a Space Force, we could possibly divert that problem, that whole issue. So anyways, let's go ahead and get in this article, because I've just been rambling on too damn much. Again, guys, I mean, this is something like, I get on Facebook, I get on Twitter, and guys, I don't have time to sit down and, write out a debate. Alright, I see all these people that's writing out lengthy ass debates, and then people's getting blocked and stuff like that, and it's like, you know what, if you want to find out my opinion on certain things, hit me up in a message, and I'll make a video on it for YouTube. So anyways, this one, I don't know why, but it's not showing the whole page, and I can't get it to go bigger. Alright, well, I'm going to end up posting the link in the description, because I'm just going to have a hard time reading this for you guys. But it says Star Wars, U.S. warship shoots down missile in space. And that's pretty different if you guys think about it. So again, guys, like I said, my computer's jacked up. I'm gonna click the articles and put them in the description. You guys can go back and read this. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for it to load, like twiddle my thumbs and be like do 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 baby shark do 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 do. I'm not gonna do that. So go ahead. Like I said, U.S. warship shoots down missile in space. That's pretty intense. Now, when you're reading the headline, it's kind of clickbait. Okay, you got to understand here. There was no missile in outer space getting ready to hit Earth. There was nothing like that. It was a test. All right, the U.S. tested a ballistic missile shot from Hawaii. There was a U.S. warship out in the sea, out in that area, shot a ballistic missile from their ship to intercept this missile that was up in outer space, and it was successful. You know, maybe is this something that we're going to see coming? Is this like a test for something to be dialed down when we create Space Force? We don't know. That's very unknown at the point. Like I said, with the talk of Space Force going on, the possibilities, and then now we're seeing a lot of activity coming out and saying, you know, that there's missiles being shot from space, and it's not a very scary concept nowadays if you think about it. Even General Dog Mattis has come out, I think 2 days ago, and said something about, you know, we need space weapons just in case we need to go to war with China and Russia. We need space weapons to deal with them. So again, guys, click the articles in the description. I'm going to get my day started. Just wanted to hit you guys up with this little bit of information with the Caravans. I know I'm not uploading every day. My last video was 3 weeks ago, guys. So just check in with me periodically. I'll be posting videos. Not as frequent as I used to, but I'm still here. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys later. Thanks.